So scalability is always a challenge. Now we have a lot of customers, and I got to say that our system is now processing about 10,000 images per day.
So in the past 6+ years, I started working with this machine learning team with Clarifresh, and basically what we help them do is we help them scale their infrastructure. What happened is in the beginning they started having like manual processes and so on, but as they got more and more customers, there were more requests and there was a need to automate and streamline the processes. So today I'm gonna talk to Roman, which is the head of computer vision in the team, to discuss how we actually did this and how we help them scale their infrastructure so they would be able to scale to more clients, get the requests and satisfy their customers, and also upsell them by providing them more features. So yeah, first of all, can you introduce yourself? Like what company you're working for, what exactly you do there, and then we can dive into some projects and work with it together.
Yeah, sure, of course. So I'm Roman Mirochnik. I work for Clarifresh. Our company, we are building a fresh produce quality measurement product, and we use a lot of AI, a lot of automation. Jonathan was working with us for several years, and he has had a major contribution to our team. I'm the team lead of the computer vision team. So we are mainly working with AI and computer vision, and Jonathan was a major part of our team in the last few years.
The team is like mainly combined like with the data scientists, like people that like we build like custom machine learning models for the clients, right? Like what type of models are we working on? What type of customers we work with, right?
Yeah, so actually we are doing all the AI training and the deployment pipeline, like the whole process. So we have the data scientists, we have the engineers, and we also, and of course we have customers. So first we need to train a model. We need to collect the data. We need to run the training script. Usually it's done on the cloud. And we need a lot of automation to build this flow. Then the model is usually training for several weeks. Then we get the model, we get the best checkpoint of the model. We monitor the training all the time. We get the best checkpoint. We analyze it, we test it, and then the next phase would be deploying it into our app. So we have several types of deployments. We have a deployment to our cloud services. We also have a deployment to our mobile app. So every type of deployment, it has a different conversion script. Like we need to export the model for the correct infrastructure that the model will be working on. And all of this is like a pretty tedious process, and it requires a lot of manual steps. And we need to be like very organized to make sure that all is working and combined and working together. And for that, we need a lot of automation, a lot of infrastructure to support this. Called ML, like the flow of MLOps. And Jonathan was like a major contributor to build this entire infrastructure.
Right. And do you remember like what was the situation where we like started working, like what, and also what was the need? Like the company was growing, we had to like, or maybe the team had to take more client requests and stuff like this, like tweaking. Obviously, like clients are asking for different needs, and we tweak it and help them like improve the models. Do you remember like what was the exact, more or less like the need or the situation?
Yeah, so we're a startup company. Like we started from scratch. It was nothing when we started to work together. Right. So we didn't have customers, we didn't have model, we didn't have anything, and we had to build everything from scratch. As I said at the beginning, we are working with fresh produce like fruit and vegetables, and all of our models, they're they're in this area. We need to detect fruits, we need to detect defects on fruits, and we need to detect some other attributes that are related to fruits and vegetables. Some of the challenges are that we need to support many different varieties of fresh produce. For that reason, we needed a lot of models, and of course, the customer base has also been growing. So we need to support more customers and more fresh produce. And the need to train more and more models has just grown. And of course, you ask how was it at the beginning? So at the beginning, we used to do it all manually. We had our scripts, we had our models, we used to collect the photos, we used to label them. Then we used to train, and then we used to test, like all the entire process, and it was all manual. But once we grew up and we had more customers and more projects to support, we needed also to make this process faster, because it wasn't, since that moment, it wasn't possible to do it all manually. So we started heavily invest in automation. We wanted to reach a situation that would be just a few clicks away for training a new model for a new script. And we invested a lot in this automation. It paid off. So now we're definitely now in a situation that like the labeling is still manual, yeah. But once we label the images, it's a matter of several clicks, and we have the training running. So again, the training can run for several weeks, but every step is fully automated, and we're very happy in the situation we're in now.
Got it. So yeah, basically the goal was to like increase, like automate, streamline the process, automate some stuff, and then like helping the team do more trainings in less time. So then we can like take more client requests and make them kind of satisfied, right? Which is hard to do. But yeah, and can you briefly describe like some of the projects or systems we worked on? Like obviously we started with like we did all sorts of stuff, right? Like we built like web apps, we did like Jenkins stuff, we did all sorts of just like a brief overview of the things that helped us like get to this point, or things that you want to share in this area, right?
Yeah, so yeah, of course, we did many projects with you.
Yeah.
Definitely. Most of them they were around this automation infrastructure. So actually, we can start from the beginning. The beginning of every model that we are training is collecting the data. Collecting the data for somebody, if somebody has tried it before, it's not a simple task. Usually, the data is not like organized like you need it, and it requires a lot of manual work to go over the data and to sort it, to filter it, like to fill the data, to see exactly what you can train and what you cannot train on this type of data you have, what is still missing in the data you have. So one of the projects that was very helpful and important for us was sort of a platform that helped us fetch and filter the data that we need. So we have a customer base where we have customers that collect photos for us, but still not all of them are useful for the training. Not all of them are useful for one training, but they might be useful for another training. So one of the tools that Jonathan helped us build is to filter the data. Like you enter some queries that you get many photos, and then it shows you the photos. You can select them, you can download them, you can filter them, and this was very, very useful, and it improved a lot the process of collecting the data. This was one of the projects that I think of. Other projects was like the automation pipeline, the MLOps. In our team, it's based on Jenkins. So every training is running by a Jenkins job, and the actual work is done on AWS. So you have to connect, you have to build those jobs, you have to build this infrastructure, this orchestration. This was a major project that we used to work for several years.
Yeah, right. Also, like one of the main things we focused on was also like, as you mentioned, like people, like the customers take photos in our mobile app, then we can use this data to improve our models. So we also had like to support like a lot of data, but also make sure that it's scalable and the systems are correct. So in the beginning, like we had the systems in EC2, then we kind of transitioned to ECS and something like more scalable with the Dockers and some more robust stuff. We now even transition to testing like lambdas and stuff like this, right? Great. So if I look at this like as the big picture, like without noticing, like we started like with manual processes, and slowly to this point, and obviously we do more. We got to a point that most of the stuff are really automated and streamlined, and there is pretty clear path on how to scale this even further, right?
Yeah, of course. Scalability is always a challenge. Now we have a lot of customers, and I got to say that our system is now processing about 10,000 images per day. So, and if you compare to what we begin with, is that we had nothing, as of course we started with just a few images per day, and like to make the transition between analyzing several images per day to analyzing 10,000s of images per day, it's a big leap forward. So
Right.
of course you must make sure your infrastructure supports it, and it has to be scalable, of course, with Docker and AWS and ECS, all this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, great. And like, yeah, I know it's pretty hard to quantify, like, in terms of the impact that we did, like, but yeah, in terms of like direct impact, like, what do you think that in the work that we did? Like, of course, we always try to save like cost in AWS and do like optimize some stuff. Yeah, I guess it's hard to say like we saved X amount of hours or we did X stuff like this, but yeah, the goal was to, yeah, what do you think was the impact in terms of specific numbers or stuff like this, right?
So yeah, it's really hard to tell to calculate the exact numbers.
Yeah.
The most valuable impact was for us that we could train the models faster, and we could like provide faster like faster response to a need by a customer.
Right.
This was like the main goal. Of course, the costs are also important. You cannot if you not if you do not pay attention to costs, you like really
Yeah.
quick you get to very high amounts. So this was also like a serious consideration, and we did both.
Yeah.
We were now at the point that we can provide like very quick responses to customer needs, and we are really optimized in terms of costs.
Yeah, so the main like point was like speed to customer requests, like making sure that they are happy faster, right? So they stay or they pay more or stuff like this, right? Generally speaking, like about our collaboration, like in terms of, you know, working together, like in terms of speed of execution, communication, and the quality of work, like yeah, can you talk about a bit this about this about?
Yeah, so I think we had like a very good collaboration. We used Monday for tasks management.
Mhm.
So like it was like almost most of the teams usually work like this, and it like worked very well. So we had a weekly meeting that we used to went over the tasks. You got new tasks every time. I think I explained you the needs, and you did the job, and the quality was very good. You were transparent. You were like. Yeah, you asked questions when you had to. You are responsible. So like you tested your deliveries,
Yeah.
and in general it was like I would summarize it like a very good
Yeah.
collaboration.
Yeah. Great. Thanks for the good words.
You deserve it.
Yeah. Yeah, and finally, like, I guess like generally like advice for like, I don't know, like it can be like machine learning teams or development teams, like, so what we described right now in the call is transitioning from like manual processes to scalable infrastructure. Like maybe you have like advice or tips for people that are transitioning to this point, like they getting more clients, they are growing, in terms of like it's not easy to change your systems and test stuff and do it like step by step. Maybe you have like some advice for people who are in this process, right?
Yeah, I think the best advice I can give is to invest in automation. Invest in automation, good operation and orchestration of your task, because it would be really hard to grow without it. So it should be a serious investment. It's not easy,
Yeah,
but
and how do you do this like in a big organization? Like you have a lot of clients, you have a team. Like what? Yeah, how do you handle stuff like this, right?
yeah. So we're not a big company yet. Yeah, I
Yeah,
hope
not
we
so
will be.
big, but we did some small scale, I guess.
Yeah, I think MLOps is very important for the stability
Yeah,
of the product. You gotta be quick. You cannot, because training a model it's complicated. You sometimes it can take you months to train and build a good model, and then after a few months you find out that you need some change. You need to support something new, some new class in your
yeah,
model, and it would be really hard if you need to invest a few months again for every change. You must make those cycles shorter, and this was our goal, and this is
yeah.
what we are trying to do.
Right, and we also experimented with different tools. Like some of them worked good, some of them like less, and you know, like experimentation is also like part of this, like doing a good R&D, right?
Of course, I would
Uh,
call it research.
yeah,
We need to invest a lot in research for new tools, for new practices.
yeah.
Yeah, important.
Right. Yeah. We also transitioned like between like databases over the years, and yeah, all sorts of data warehouses and stuff like this, right? So it's Thank you for watching. If you are currently growing your company and you are experiencing a lot of growth, there is a lot of new customers coming your way. First of all, great. But then if you need help to scale your operations, make sure that your all the infrastructure is able to take even more clients. You can click the link below. There is some details on how to get started working with me together. We can start doing some simple consultations to see what's your situation, what's your needs right now, and then we can continue from there. Thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next videos. Bye-bye.